Hola amigos, welcome back to another one of my Bring a Blanket live writing and productivity sprints. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Emma Bennet. I am a contemporary romance writer and I'm based in the UK, in Wales to be precise. We typically do 25-minute sprints here. Sometimes we do a 20-minute one instead, depending on the time. I usually try to go for 3 hours. Also, and everybody just works on whatever they want. We're very chill here. You know, do your washing up if you need to, do some editing, answer some emails, work on your Camp Nano project if you like. Let's have a look and see who is in the chat. We've got quite a few people coming in, which is lovely. Mama Maggie is here saying hello, lovelies. Stream hoppers unite. Love it. And Kay is here as well. Hello, Kay. Lovely to have you here. SD has also popped in. SD is also doing a live over on her channel at the moment, so I will pop a link to that in the comments when I get a chance. Dreaming Truth is here. Hello. I'm guessing that you're at your day job, but we'll help you through it as best as we can. Paige is here as well, hugging the like button. The lovely Aramis. Aramis has just had a book out the other day. So Aramis, if you want to drop a link to your new book so everybody can check it out, that would be fantastic. Linny says, hello, everyone. Very exciting news. I'm 3 scenes away from finishing my camp project. That's amazing. What's your word count now? And most importantly, are you still feeling better? Because you were feeling really awful the other day. But I know yesterday you were feeling quite a bit better. So I hope that that has continued. Paige says, very cool to Linny. Yep. And Nicole's here. Hello, darling. She says, excited to be here for Camp Nano. Awesome. Dreaming Truth saying hello. Our miss says, I'm editing what I've written so far this Camp Nano. Super hard to concentrate today as I need to do my taxes later as well. And it's scary. Oh, yeah, taxes are not fun at all. Joanne is here and is saying hi to everyone. How is Project Sugar and Spice coming along? RC is here. Hello. Saying morning, Emma. That's awesome. Lots of hellos from Dreaming Truth. A hi from RC. Linny says, I'm 200 words away from 85,000 words in 18 days. I should hit 90 to 91K total, and I'm feeling better. Migraines are awful. Migraines are awful. I had my first migraines last year. I had 2 of them several months apart, and it was just absolutely horrible. Not nice at all. And Kay says, hey, glad to be here. Awesome. So I need to sort out a timer for us. I don't know what's happened to me today. I don't know how I got to 3 o'clock, and I don't know why I don't have a timer already up. I think it was because I was editing a video before coming on here, and I think I got a little too absorbed in that and kind of forgot the stuff that I need to do for you guys, which wasn't very good of me. Right, so the timers, the first timer that I'm using today is one by HK Darkwood. She has given me permission to use this. And it's one that I like to start off with because it is Judgmental Llama. And sometimes we all need a little bit of Judgmental Llama in our lives to keep us on track. I must make sure, though, to use SD's kitten timer later, because she added noise at the end of it for me, because I may have had a tiny complaint, minuscule complaint, that there wasn't a ding at the end. I like a ding. What can I say? Now, right, what am I doing here with things? There we go, getting the setup. Yeah, Judgmental Llama. Yeah, Dreaming Truth says, yeah, I am at the day job. And Mama Maggie says to Linny, I'm so sorry you have migraines too. Mama Maggie has just been having terrible trouble with, well, like technological troubles over on SD's stream. So, but I think they're sorted out now, aren't they? I think Paige was able to give you a hand. And Linny says, it's all good. Usually they aren't so problematic, but the seasons are changing. So, yeah, that is rubbish. Okay, cool. Let's get started with our first 25 minutes then. And I'm going to finish getting myself sorted and get that timer up. Not timer up, get that link up for SD's stream as well. So let's be all productive in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello, hello. I almost missed the end of that sprint because my publishers finally made an announcement. So I'm allowed to tell everybody now that I have officially been signed with my publishers, Joffy Books, for another 4 books with them. I've been holding on to the news because they asked me not to say anything until they had announced it, but I was just checking my social media at the beginning of that sprint and they have announced it. So yeah, I can tell everyone. It's really exciting. So that means that by the end of next year, I will have 9 books out with them, which seems like a lot. That does seem like a lot. Anyway, how was that for you? How did that go? I was just kind of checking up on stuff and trying to make a list, not necessarily of things I need to do, but there's quite a lot of stuff that I need to check with people in my family. So that's what I was doing. Stuff like, are we doing this then or then? Do I need to do this? When do I need to do this? Things like that. So let's have a look. It's been a busy chat. Where were we up to? I wonder, we were talking about migraines, I remember. Janice does booktube came in and said, enjoy your writing, ladies, which is very kind, but we have a mixture. We have a mixture here. We have chaps as well as ladies. And I was saying, if you haven't had a chance to check out Janice's channel yet, do make sure that you do. She does some brilliant book reviews and she's just absolutely hilarious. I love it. I never miss one of her videos. My favorite Andy showed up. Hey, Panda. I put a link to SD's stream. Who else came in? What's going on? Joanne was saying that she's working on revisions of her book project Sugar and Spice using beta reader comments. So that's awesome. And Betty came in from Betty's Books and Babblings and says, hi everyone, I'm going to do the dishes and listen to And I Darken by Kirsten White. That sounds very civilized. And I noticed that she tagged me in a video, so I was thanking her, but I haven't actually had a chance to check out the video yet. And she says, you are welcome. I'm always excited to see others do tags and maybe even make it their own. AuthorTube version could be on the author's latest published book or so. Very cool. I do some BookTube content as well. Actually, I was thinking of filming the BookTube newbie tag and popping that on my channel, because at least once a month I do a dedicated book recommendation video. So I think that could be quite cool. Dreaming Truth was saying that she lives in Mississippi. And I was saying that every time I hear someone say Mississippi, I think of Ross in Friends going, Mississippi, Leslie, when he's been in the tanning studio and he doesn't turn around properly and he gets a 4, doesn't he? That's brilliant. I love that. Rachel is here. Stream Hoppers Unite, hugging the like button. She is doing revisions all day. And the stream hopping, I think, is just keeping her sane. Yeah. Aramis managed to edit 3 pages. That is brilliant. Nicole says, what a cute noise. I wrote a good amount of a chapter. That is brilliant. Well done. And I've got some congratulations here from everybody. That's so nice. Thanks, guys. The amazing Linny did 767 words that sprint, having to be conscious of the time since I have work today. Yeah, and lots of nice congratulations. Thank you so much, guys. It is very exciting. I'm not very good at keeping secrets, so it's always really hard for me not to say about news like that. And I'm always worried I'm just going to let it slip. And Sacco came in as well. Are you still streaming? If you're still here, are you still streaming over on your channel? If you do want to find out when people are streaming, if you look down in the description box, there should be a link to like a Google Doc, which is updated weekly by the lovely cat Leo, and that's got what everybody's doing. If you can hear, can you hear? Can you hear Paris, my dog, snoring beneath me? He's going to have to stay snoring because Hector isn't 100%, his brother, and Hector is asleep by my feet. So I'm being very careful where I put my feet so that I'm not hurting him, and Paris is next to him. So we're all just going to have to put up with the snoring, guys, because I ain't moving my dogs today. That's it. They're set. Right. Okay. Judgmental Llama. Okay. You're a lot. You worked well for us. We love you, but I feel that we put in some good work and that we can relax a little bit, and maybe we could have sleeping kitties as the lovely SD put the noise at the end of it for me. So I am wanting to check this out. I don't think there's like a ding. I think there's some noise that begins, she was saying. That begins towards the end. That's what I'm meaning to say. There we go. That's what we're going for. So I think that could be good. What is it with the ads on timers at the moment? Like, why has it? I felt like there never used to be ads on the timers before. That is happening. It's really annoying. Okay, let's get this up. Let's look at some sleepy kitties and pretend to do some productive work in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
This is what the future of writing looks like. Introducing WordTune Spices, a new super tool that will and open a
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity.
Oh my goodness, that has to be the most civilized ending to a sprint ever. Loving the super cool piano jazz. Excellent. Thank you, SD. I've got one of my sons across from me, and we were both just like, oh yeah, some cool jazz. Let's have a look and see how you guys did during that sprint. I forgot to say hello to Carly, who came in during the last break. So hi, Carly. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, and I'm really sorry for all the adverts during that sprint. That was absolutely crazy. I'm blaming it completely on SD Houston, because she made the timer, and I think that she's trying to sabotage my stream because she's streaming at the same time, which, you know, is pretty underhand tactics, honestly. Andy said I couldn't stay on one N stream. That's our name for Shannon, because there's one N in the middle of her name. Had to stick with one, and I chose Elma's. I'm Elma, which was really, really kind. And then he said, and I get ads. I said that I actually would have stayed on one N's stream. She's the professional around here. And he said that he was staying to celebrate my book signing. Let's go. Oh yeah, so this is what I wanted. I wanted some views on this. So I found this statistic that said that apparently only 10 to 15% of people who sign up for Camp NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo actually win it. And I thought it would be a lot higher than that. I would have thought that it would be 50-50 roughly, because I don't think people just sign up to do NaNoWriMo or Camp without really thinking about it. I would have thought that there would be some planning. So I would have thought that it would be a much higher percentage of people who do actually succeed. So I need to check it. And Andy said, I also signed something, so that's win-win for both of us, Elma. But he hasn't given any more information, so I'll just quiz him about that later in our Discord chat. But Andy was saying about the nano thing that I reckon there's some win of sorts. Depends what you consider a win. Not everyone can cram in, I don't even know what number that is, 50 million, a bazillion words in a Camp Nano or NaNoWriMo period. Yeah, and I agree completely. I think that if you set yourself a challenge like NaNoWriMo, even if you don't hit the 50,000 words, you are probably going to have written a lot more than you would have without setting yourself that challenge. I just thought it was really, really interesting that it was like so low. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the people that I know tend to win it, but it feels like it's higher than that from the people that I know, like on the AuthorTube community. And ML Bull came in. Hello, it is lovely to have you here. And SD popped in and noticed that it was her timer. And ML Bull says, oh, I miss having a cat. I know, me too. We had 3 cats at one point and it was so awesome. SD was recommending the site Voracious Readers for any authors who are looking for people who can review their book. And Andy was wanting the link to that. But Andy writes nonfiction, and I believe it's only fiction with them. It's definitely not like kids' books. Anyway, but I'm fairly sure it wasn't nonfiction either. And I accused SD of trying to sabotage. And she was saying, oh, no, I'm not even monetized yet. Yeah, it seems ridiculous that she's not even getting the money for those adverts, doesn't it? But what can you do? And Joanne was congratulating Andy and I. Andy was saying to SD that she's very close to 1K subscribers. If you're not subscribed to her channel, go over and do so. She does the best writing sprints. They're much better than mine. You should head over there. They're awesome. And she's Shannon is a self-published author, and she does lots of stuff about self-publishing. She's got a couple of podcasts that she's involved with as well. And what I really love is that she shares the figures from her self-publishing. I think she's doing it every 3 months now. It was every month, I think. But yeah, really, really interesting. Make sure you go over there if you haven't. But yeah, Shannon was saying I'm staying around 885 subscribers. That is, I've gone up and down between 885 to 888 for the last week. Yeah, it can be frustrating when that happens. And ML Bull was recommending this site Page by Page, where you can read classic stories and speeches as well. I might have to check that one out. That sounds good. Nicole had to head off, so I was saying bye-bye to her. And Panda had to hop off as well. Says, righto, I'm going to call it a morning for now. Got to hop off and work on other stuff like my self-esteem. But I pointed out that I'm always pleased to see him, so that must be good for his self-esteem. But in return for that, I just got this funny face. So I take it that doesn't help. And Aramis edited 2 pages. Awesome. But you haven't put your link. Make sure you put your link to your new book. Linny said 755 words. I'm so hyped that I'm just flying. That's amazing. And Linny says, oh, Emma, I signed up for last year's Nano with no prep or planning. The same for this camp. It was a very last minute planning. Yeah, but you've written a huge amount. I just can't. You're like dedicated to it. I just can't imagine that many people just going, oh, I'm just going to sign up, like whatever. And then not completing it. So obviously there's going to be like some people who, for reasons maybe even completely out of their control, can't complete Nano. Something happens in their lives or whatever. There's going to be people who do a few days maybe and go, oh, this just really isn't for me for whatever reason. It just seems like a huge amount of people not like finishing the challenge. And like I say, I really thought it would be more like 50-50, honestly. But it does mean that my book is obviously much needed, the one that I'm writing about it. So that's good. And then he was saying I wasn't writing beforehand, though. So did you like just start writing like last November? Oh, here we go. Oh, I've got more information here. Excellent. Then he says, I hadn't written a word since middle school and just got the writing bug again last year. And I can see how it's probably due to personal things. Yeah. Cool. Coolio. Right. We'll give the Sleeping Kitties another try. But if there's that many adverts this time, then we'll have to move to a different timer because I never normally have adverts during the timer. It's really, really weird. But yeah, if anybody else has got views about people not that number of people not completing Nano or Camp Nano, I would absolutely love to hear them. And Linny, I would really love to hear about your Nano experiences. Would you like to be included in the book that I'm writing about how to win NaNoWriMo? I think it would be really great to have somebody who, as you say, hasn't written a word since middle school and got the writing bug again last year. I think that could be a really interesting addition. So I would really, really love for you to send me something. My email address I will stick in the doodads if you're interested. But that would be such a cool addition to my book. Oh my God, this is so funny. Aramis says. Because I was saying about him showing the link, and he said, "I'm not sure my new book is suitable for a general audience." Is it even cheekier than your last books then? But here is the link. Just be aware that the content is very adult. Fair enough. Okay, but yeah, I want to know if it's even cheekier than your last books. And Linny said, sure, I was thinking about emailing you, but I don't know if I've got anything useful. I just got obsessed with the numbers. Sure, but that's fine. That's interesting. That's how it worked for you. And the fact that you got the writing bug again and you did so fantastically. And you might be able to include something about this camp as well. So that would be really, really great if you would do that. Now Miss says, oh my God, yes, it's way worse. Okay, guys. No one click on that link unless you're prepared to get really cool with a lot of stuff very, very quickly, okay? Just like warning. Aramis said it's so bad I can't even put it on Amazon. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of people like me that are kind of going, yeah, now I have to read it. That's amazing. Okay, let's get into, I feel like we shouldn't really be having the little kittens after this discussion. But here are the kittens. Let's get productive in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go.
Grammar corrections are only helpful if you already did the hard part yourself. Writing your email. WordTune actually helps you write.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity.
Hey, wait! My stuff.
Now it can be easy to get help with Norton Identity Advisor Plus. Our team of identity restoration specialists is standing by. Just call Norton Identity Advisor Plus. Help with identity theft starts here. Go to Norton
That's the end of that sprint. Was that sprint number 3? I feel that was sprint number 3. I will change the timer up though for the next sprint because I have no idea why there are so many adverts on lovely Shannon's timer. It must be because her timers are the best. But it is a little bit frustrating when we're trying to work. Okay, what's going on in the chat? How did that sprint go for you? ML Bull says, I'm on chapter 18 of my novel. After 2 more new chapters, I'll really be able to pick up the pace with finishing my book. So that is awesome. Well done. Betty says, I would love the step-by-step NaNoWriMo help too. That's a great idea. Yeah, that's referring to the book that I am writing on my phone for my Camp Nano project. And Betty was saying she might consider investing in a laptop to write. I couldn't be without my laptop for writing. It's awesome. But then Betty had to go to do some yard work, so I said bye-bye. I also popped a link to Heather's stream because she's streaming at the moment. And we were joined by the awesome, the one, the only, Margaret Pinard. But she is stuffy and rolling along. And I thought it might be because she's ill, but it turns out that she's allergic to her cat. It's not good. And she said, I've already had him over a year when I learned. Yeah, that's basically what happened to us. We got 2 cats together from a cat rescue, and then we were given another cat who needed a home. And I think it was only actually when we had the 3rd cat that we realized quite how allergic my husband was to cats. And then when we went to go to get our first dog, Hector, we got him as a puppy because our kids were still quite young. We wanted to be, really, really sure that the dog would be safe with them and stuff. So we decided to get him from a puppy, and we went to go to choose him. And I said to my husband, I was like, dude, don't be weird, but sniff the puppy really, really well to see if you're allergic. Yeah, just don't be weird. So he tried not to be weird. He probably was, but it turns out that he's allergic to the dog as well. So then obviously we got another dog of exactly the same breed for him. So he suffers for me. He suffers for me a lot in many, many ways. Margaret said, got morning pages in, need to decide on my prompt now, and I take about 35 minutes to complete any long sprints left. So I was saying that we've got at least 2 more 25-minute sprints is what is planned. Where are we now? What have I done? Bum. It's okay. I'll just sing to you guys while I find where I am. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. There we go. Linny said, God, I am a baby for this chapter. It's making me cry, which I just thought was so, so lovely and absolutely just amazing that his writing is just giving him that reaction. Just, well, as long as he's not crying because it's really bad. But I'm guessing he's crying because of how emotional it is. Margaret is going to make herself tea. Very sensible. Laura came in and is congratulating me on my publishing news. So thank you very much. And thanks for coming. Lenny said, I'm just really glad to finally get to this chapter in general. It's been the one I've been looking forward to write the most since starting this project. Margaret says, oh, what's Emma's news? You already know it because I've been discussing it with you guys for a little while. I just couldn't announce it. It's just about my new publishing contract. And Margaret says, because Shannon is hot commodity. Of course she is. She's awesome. Paige said, the headset died in the middle of my last level. Oh no, that's frustrating for you. Miss says, got 1 page edited, suffering from intruding tax thoughts. I really need to get them done so I can breathe. Do you know what? I would just do the tax. Just do the tax, and then you can reward yourself with some fun writing. Yeah. Margaret says, yep, 2 cats, exact same, but I gave one away and kept the precious bean. It's tough. My youngest is also like really quite allergic to cats, but he loves them so much. He just loves them. Every time we go out and he sees a cat, he's like all over it. And then he's like, I don't know why I'm like this. Oh, I'm feeling terrible. And Aramis is saying congrats on the new contract, Emma. Thank you. Thank you. It was a really funny one because, well, one book I hadn't even thought of submitting to them at all. I hadn't even thought of the idea. And then it was just because of something that my editor said about a different book that made me think of this new idea for a story. So I wrote a synopsis and said, would you be interested in this as well? And she was like, yeah, that would be great. But all the details are going to be in a video that I've already filmed ready. And I'm going to move that to Friday. That'll be out, that video, because I wasn't allowed to say anything until my publisher had released the news. But now that they have, I can put that video out. Lenny says, I feel like this word count is a lie, but I've been keeping track and I hit 1,368 words. Oh, but then he says it was a lie. It was a lie. I hit 613 this sprint and forgot to log the last numbers. That is awesome. I love logging the numbers. Logging the numbers is the best. Okay. So I'm very, very sorry that we can't have more sleepy kittens. I really, really am. But the ads are just too much, but I don't know why they're like that. Let's try another one of HK Darkwood's ones. This is my favorite one. This is Mr. Fox, just because I love foxes so much. So let's see. We'll see whether this one is free of ads or whether there's nonsense with this as well. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. Okay, guys, let's be all productive and awesome in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There we go. That is our penultimate sprint done. How did you do? How did you do? I'm getting some words in. I'm actually working on my proper Camp Nano project now, which I probably should have said before, actually. So I'm working on my phone. This is the one that I'm writing completely in Google Docs on my phone, which is a little bit frustrating, but I'm getting there. It's fine. I'm glad that it's not going to be as long as I thought it was going to be. And I definitely couldn't write a whole fiction manuscript draft, but for what it is, it's fine. I'm managing. Let's see where we were in the chat. Let me see. Margaret was saying about the cats. Aramis was congratulating me on my new contract. There we go. Linny's live. There we go. We were on Aramis. What's going on? My hair's crazy on that. Oh, what can we do? Anyway, Aramis says, you're right. I should do my taxes, but I've used the Cold Turkey app to block most websites so that I can write in peace. It forces me to focus on writing. A block doesn't lift until 9 p.m. Regrets. Long way of saying the tax office's website is blocked until later. Oh, and I was saying I really would not want to be starting my taxes at 9 p.m. Aramis says, I know, not my best idea. So I suggested that maybe Aramis could collect together everything that he needs, any kind of receipts or bank statements or anything like that he has physical copies of that he might need. That was my suggestion. And Paige says, got to get cleaned up and ready to go outside. Miss Paige is very much an inside kitty. We'll try to check in again at the next break before I head out. At adulting. And I said, yeah, outside is the worst. All the people are there. But also there are dogs. So that's a good thing. We like dogs. Aramis says, I'll try. I have 1 page of editing left, then I'm done. So hopefully you finish that by now. Every year it feels like I'm doing taxes for the first time and I have no clue. Yeah, and I was saying I always lose the login details. Every year I lose the login details and I have to get them reset and that takes ages. And Margaret says to Aramis, do the taxes first. It's good advice. I felt such a huge relief when I sent mine off on Friday. Margaret was saying, you do love foxes to me. I do. They're beautiful. And SD said she had a llama one up before. Rachel was congratulating me. Thank you so much. And I was saying the llama is judgmental llama and is used in extremist. And Shannon has finished her stream. Rachel says, I got in another 429 words after revisions. I'm really in the groove today for this and so grateful for that. I usually despise revisions. Margaret saw another May of the Moderns TBR go up. So May of the Moderns is a tag for booktubers that Margaret's taking part in. She does every year. So she had to watch, but she's getting started now. I promise. And so Linny's taken another breather. This chapter wants to be written, but wow, is it tough. I am sniffling. Oh. Margaret says, the tea is already gone. Something is wrong with my delivery system. So I said, more tea for Miss Pinard. And Shannon was saying, been there to Linny. I also get emotionally in tune with my characters. Yeah. Linny says, it's so much fun, surprisingly, getting this emotional over my writing. I didn't think it would happen since I knew the scene was going to happen. Yeah, that makes no difference. They're your characters. You love them. I'm 2, Linny says, scenes away from the end. 2, the excitement is very real right now. I've never finished a project before. It's amazing. But then Linny says that he has to go to work, which is just so stupid. You're an artiste. This is just too tragic. And he says, this is all I'm going to be thinking about while at work. Yeah, but at least you're while you're thinking about it, you're going to be plotting it. And, so it'll come even easier when you are able to get back to it. Laura Gomez says, are you going to be writing in the work bathroom? That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Margaret says, got started on my prompt, but backtracking for historical character assignations. Awesome. Linny says, maybe to Laura Gomez. And Margaret is filming at a new angle for today's short. Yes, Margaret is doing a short every day for April. So if you haven't seen them, she has the most amazing granola and also a gorgeous cat. So it's definitely worth going over to check out her shorts. Shannon is cleaning out emails. That's so satisfying. It says, okay, I finally finished editing what I've written for Camp Nano so far. Well done. Brilliant. How many words are you on for Camp now? Lenny says 427 words that sprint. Very hard to get them down when I was getting teary-eyed. Oh my goodness. And Inka is here. Hello, Inka. Inka says, I've been lurking through Shannon's stream. Just got through 7 pages of proofreading, hoping to finish it today. Brilliant. I hope you manage it. Margaret says, oh, then get an app to block it from your mind. LOL. Also, not a night owl, either for taxes or anything, really. And Aramis says, yeah, I'm looking at my spreadsheet for taxes now. Margaret says, outside is not the worst. All the flowers are there, particularly now. I have hay fever. Actually, I don't have hay fever now. I'm fine with whatever's out now. It's like May, June that my hay fever's like really, really stinky. Now, it's not really the worst. If you're properly outside where there's no other people, like if I'm walking in the national parks around here in the woods or something, that's not the worst. That's probably like the best. Nicole is here. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Linny's having to go. And says, thanks for the sprints. It's just too tragical. Everyone, let's have a whip around so Linny doesn't have to go to work. And SD says, FYI, on the next hour, Drafted Digital will be live. Subscription-based reading services. Ask us anything. Oh, thanks, Shannon. That could be really useful for people. Linny is at 22K for camp. Richard is coming in. I literally nagged Richard to come and pop into this stream. So ladies, okay, seriously, nagging works. I cannot say this strongly enough, okay? If it doesn't work, you're not nagging enough. Just keep on at them. Just keep on at the men and they will definitely just do what you want. See, Richard is proof. Jim is here. Hi, Jim. I don't think you've been in my chat before, but I know you from over on Margaret's channel. Jim says, hey y'all, I'm reading, not writing, a psychological thriller called The Housemaid. Very cool. I read The Maid, was very famous like last year. Is it Nita something? It was absolutely brilliant, that book. It was, yeah, fantastic. About a woman who works in a hotel and she's like framed for crimes that she didn't commit. Very, very good. Ah, Margaret was like, there we go. That's The Maid. Yeah, that was the one that I was referring to. I love that one. Richard said, spreadsheets equal yay, taxes equals boo. Fair enough. And everybody's saying hi. Oh, and the one that Jim's reading is a different one. Paget is here. Hi, Paget. You did not miss all the sprints. No, we've got one more, so settle yourself down. Nicole says, you're being magical, Shannon, for being on here and live streaming too. No, Shannon's live stream has finished. SD says, nagging works for Richard. It literally does, I'm telling you. And ML says, looking up 1980s freight wagons. My story has been such a challenge with keeping things realistic for the time period, but I'm getting there. Awesome. I really, really want to write a historical, especially since I interviewed a Mills and Boon historical writer the other day. I was thinking Regency, but she writes medieval, and that could also be super fun as well. But I feel that Regency would be easier to write. So I don't Yeah, and SD was saying, oh, I've done live streaming, but I've been known to be magical like that. You are magical. Paget says, I think I read The Housemaid at Yellowstone a couple of years ago. Richard says, Emma's still rocking the IKEA blanket. Yeah, this is the pink one. You know, I also have blue, and then there's a grey one upstairs for me, but I haven't been presented with that. But maybe I do need to switch up the blankets a bit more, as this is bring a blanket. Do you guys expect like different blankets? This is just my favorite one. Jim says, next year you can let ChatGPT do your taxes. Yeah, please, ChatGPT, do my taxes so that I don't owe anything to the tax man. Oh, Nicole says it still shows that Shannon's live streaming. Maybe just like refresh browser. Margaret says, I would almost be tempted to hear what the IRS would send back. Yeah. And Richard says, I only take a shot when SD Houston mentions ChatGPT. Paget says, nope, it must have been the housekeeper. Fair enough. And SD says, I actually did not mention it in my stream today, Richard. First for everything. You know, you tease Shannon, but I have learned a huge amount from her about stuff that I can actually use ChatGPT for, which I wasn't aware of before. And I was very much like, no, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it for anything. You know, it's cheating. But she has got some brilliant suggestions of things that it probably can help with that isn't actually writing. So I'm comfortable with using it for that. Richard says to ML, trains make every story 5 times cooler. Of course they do. Trains are the best. Paige says, okay, this is as good as it's going to get today. I'm heading out. All the words, beautiful people. Oh, bye-bye, Paige. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody's saying bye. And Richard says, I wrote a sci-fi Western short story ages ago that I think is dying to be made into a novel. There was some guy that I read about years ago, and he wrote Westerns that were like novellas. I think they were only like 10K, 15K long. And he had them on Amazon, and he was making an absolute fortune with them. He really, really was. They were doing amazingly. But I have no other information. I can't remember his name or anything. So that's probably not all that helpful. Okay, let's do this last sprint, because it's that time, people, when Emma's getting hungry. I'm hungry, hungry, hungry. Okay, we'll have Foxy again for our last one. Shannon, I really, 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 really wanted to be using your cat one the whole time, but for some reason there were just so many adverts. I have no idea why, and there weren't any adverts with Foxy. But your kittens are super cute, and I really, 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 really want to be using them. I promise. What am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm messing up completely. Under pressure. Ba-da-dum-bum. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum-bum. Okay, let's start this 25 minutes. This is the final sprint for today, people, and then I can get some food. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. there we go. That is the end of our final sprint for today. How did it go for you? I'm kind of pottering along. I'm probably doing too much fiddling on the NaNoWriMo manuscript as opposed to like getting proper words down. But I'm going to do some more later this evening anyway. So that's fine. Where were we? SD was saying that the problem with her timer is that it's been really, really popular. So it's got loads of views. So obviously YouTube are going, oh, people love this video. Let's make some money from it and put a load of ads. But unfortunately, SD does not get any of that money, which does not seem very fair at all. So Joanne, I did say hello to you when you came in, but you were saying that you've been busy with some client editing work rather than working on your actual manuscript. Everybody saying hey and hi. Nicole is reading and eating. Paget says, I have gone back to book 3 to fix some things. Book 4 isn't coming like I want it to. So maybe if I take care of these issues, it will. Awesome. I think writing a series is amazing and they can do really, really well, but so complicated getting everything to fit in together. Richard is scoffing some wine gums and after some consideration says I can have a red one, but he's keeping the purple ones. I'd always say they were black ones, not purple. We were joined by author Ty Williams, which was so nice. I just discovered Ty's channel a few days ago. Ty was on a stream. I can't remember whose stream it was, but I found his channel and it's awesome. But I said, I'm really sorry we're on the last sprint, but he said, that's fine. I was just making sure I popped in, which was so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. And Joanne said Project Sugar and Spice is going pretty well, just going through revisions for chapters 1 to 9, planning to incorporate some things into the plot. Yes, Joanne's working through her beta reader. Comments, I've got those on my book to go through next month. And Nicole was saying that she's reading Thigh Gap by Chandler Morrison and eating peanut satay Thai noodles, which sounds so delicious. I'm very jealous. I'm so hungry right now. Thigh Gap is a body horror novel, Nicole was saying, and not recommended for most people, but she's reading it for horror book club. And I said sometimes the books that Nicole reads scare me. Richard wrote 353 words. That's awesome and much better than nothing. That's really, really good. Margaret got 564 words and within sight of the end of this scene. Fantastic. SD said finished emails, now working on a project with Dale L. Roberts. Brilliant. Margaret said to Nicole, just looked up that book and scary images alone. I know, right? Seriously, her reading stuff scares me. And Margaret is still scoffing Easter's candy. Okay, like, congratulations on the self-control. I finished mine in like 4 days flat. It was actually embarrassing. I just couldn't leave it alone. I kept wandering back into the kitchen and just like having a little bit more. Rachel finished making lunch and also added 601 words after revisions. Now for eating, said lunch. Well done. That is brilliant. ML wrote approximately 404. Oh, right. So she said approximately, 404 total words for this write-in. Thanks for the live stream. No problem at all. Thank you so much for joining. And SD said, oh, you've changed your thumbnail on here to Ty. I like it. It is a good thumbnail. It has to be said. Inca said, got a few more pages proved. Thanks for hosting, Emma. My pleasure. Don't ask me when the next one is, though, because on my list of things to do after this is to look up when I'm next doing a live stream, because I can't remember what days I put it for this week. Rachel saying thanks for hosting as well. And Nicole says, I balance out the usual book genres with messed up ones. And Ty said, it's a more professional photo till I get actual author shots done. I haven't changed it everywhere yet. Cool. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really hope that these sprints were useful. It seems that they were. It seems like people got loads done. Like I say, I'm not sure when I'm sprinting next. I'm hoping tomorrow, because I'm really hoping that Linny will be able to join and we'll do some of the last two scenes that he needs to do. So yeah, that would be really, really cool. But anyway, I will see you in the next one, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye for now.